now, it may be Thursday, but here in my heart, it's really Wednesday. And that is my stupid excuse for doing the Werewolf Wednesday show on a Thursday. Wasn't able to do it last night, so I figured I'd just do it tonight instead. Um, and yeah, so this is the Thursday edition of the Werewolf Wednesday show. And if that sounds stupid, it's because it is. So tonight I am talking about Werewolf Castle. This is another film from director Charlie Steeds. He's directed a bunch of stuff, but he's done 3 werewolf films. As far as I know, only 3. But of the 3, Werewolf Castle is actually, I think, the best of the bunch that he's done. I actually really enjoy this movie. It's a B movie. It's not without its flaws, of course. There's definitely some stuff that I don't like about it, but there's a lot that I do like with this film. It's obviously not, a masterpiece of a werewolf film, but I find it to be kind of enjoyable. And so tonight I will be talking about it. So the story of Werewolf Castle is that a pack of werewolves ravage this entire village, and the survivors, they call upon a group of knights to travel to seek help from a king, and one of the survivors of the village, a young lad named Thorfinn. See if I got a good picture of him here. Well, there's one image. But this kid, Thorfinn, he basically goes along with the knights, and it's sort of like his hero's journey. So, like, when the film starts off, when he's supposed to be keeping an eye on his younger brother gets lured by one of the werewolves and is killed. Then when the werewolves attack the entire village, uh, Thorfinn hides. He's very cowardly. He hides while his girlfriend gets killed, and then he uh, runs away, and he finds that his family has been attacked. His dad is dying. A werewolf comes into their home, and he hides, and then he runs. And so, because he's so cowardly, he feels, and everyone that he loves is dead. He is determined to join the knights on the quest to go find the king and get help for their village. And as this assorted group of characters of these different knights and whatever, uh, uh, along their journey, they come across other, uh, they come across the pack of werewolves. They come across people who kind of like have a deal with the werewolves, and so one by one they get taken out, and then that just leads to uh, what I think is actually a pretty badass third act, um, in which Thorfinn continues his quest, and he eventually uh, tries to take them all out. So Werewolf Castle, of course, is, I think, the best of the 3 from director Charlie Steeds. The 3 werewolf films he's done. He's done a lot more films than just 3, of course. But what I like about this one, in comparison to the one I talked about last week, A Werewolf in England, is that this one is very, very straight. There's no real forced humor. There's maybe like a moment or two of levity here and there, but this one, he plays it straight. So unlike the last one, which in A Werewolf in England, there is literally a scene where werewolf literally has runny shit that I don't want to get into it, but so I think with this one, uh, he did much better. Uh, Tone wise, I feel like the story is better. Um, although, this film, like I mentioned before, this film definitely has flaws. Some of the writing and some of the acting isn't really great at times. Um, but I think overall the werewolves look really good. Didn't really get, I couldn't find any like really good close images of the werewolves, but these are, I think, very similar in design to the werewolves from A Werewolf in England. So they're roughly around that same type of design. They may even be the same suits, and they're clearly dudes in suits and whatever. And I don't care about that. That I actually prefer that over CGI or just kind of like a really lazy approach. So I like the werewolves in this. Um, and I think the third act, especially, is really, really badass. Uh, Score wise, the film starts off with this really corny part of the score playing, but eventually, like, it gets so much better, especially as things escalate in this movie. Um, One of the big problems I have with this, though, is the werewolf action. Now, I talked about this last week when I covered A Werewolf in England. Uh, I don't quite like how Charlie Steeds uh, directs werewolf action. And the big thing, especially with this movie, is the plot armor that is given to the character of Thorfinn, who there's two moments pretty early on in the film when him and the knights first go out and they're kind of camping out and they get attacked by the werewolves. There's two instances where there's a werewolf on top of Thorfinn. He's on the ground, and it's like trying to. It appears like it's slashing at him, but it's more like slapping him, and he's struggling to reach for his weapon, and it just seemed ridiculous to me that the werewolves didn't tear into him at all. I feel like that could have either been directed better or that could have they could have done something script wise to kind of improve upon that moment. Um, and that's just a huge issue that I have with this film is the plot armor given to the main character, where he uh, when he's attacked, the action that the werewolves are doing, especially in the proximity of him, he would have been dead like early in the film, and but instead they just made it so the werewolves never made contact with his body. It just doesn't make sense at all. So that's my biggest gripe with this. Again, as I've said before, this is a movie that I enjoy. I don't overly love it, but I definitely do not hate it. Um, there's kind of like a running joke amongst some of the staff of the Horror Syndicate because for one of our other shows that we do, Discourse, at the beginning of every new year we do these lists of all the films that came from the previous year, like a ranking, and we all add to our list, and share a list with each other. And there was a moment where I sent a message to the group and I said, "Hey, Werewolf Castle, not too bad." Of course, this was after like watching some really shitty werewolf film. But to be honest with you, watching it again tonight. Tonight was like my third time seeing it. Um, I have to admit that I actually enjoy this film. Uh, it's flawed, sure. Uh, main, there's severe plot armor issues. Um, some things that don't make sense. A little bit of corny uh, music at the very beginning. Uh, some acting isn't great, but I do enjoy. Uh, I do enjoy overall the film itself. I like the tone, especially in comparison to this director's previous werewolf film. Um, I think that the werewolves look good, even though the werewolf action isn't as well directed as I would hope it would be. And again, I just think this has a really good third act and ending. Um, you know, these were some of the best images I could find, and they're not really great in quality, but here's Thorfinn taking on a whole bunch of werewolves. Um, and he, it's a, I think it's a pretty badass scene. And then, like, even what happens following that, I'm not going to give away what happens to him, but I think the way this film ends is pretty cool as well. So um, there was one more image I wanted to share. Ah, for fuck's sake! Hold on a minute, Scar, get the cat before she falls, dude. Dude, you gotta fix the gate, okay? Thank you. It's, okay. Anyway, yeah. So my cat was my, my cat is blind, so she mainly hangs out in my oldest daughter's room. Upstairs, we have a baby gate, and apparently, when the gate isn't put exactly right, she finds a way to get down. And of course, I've seen her fall down the stairs before. So trying to prevent her from hurting herself. So sorry about that. Um, where was I with Werewolf Castle? I enjoy Werewolf Castle. It's a fun B movie for me. Uh, you may like it, you may not. Uh, Ray from the Horror Syndicate watched this because I said I thought it was decent, and he gives me shit for that now. It may not be for everyone. I think if you're a werewolf fan, if you love the subgenre of werewolves, I think you will like this film. If you're not big into werewolves, if you're a little picky about what werewolf films you're willing to give a chance, it may not be for you. So uh, that is my thoughts on Werewolf Castle. Um, a couple comments. Hi and hi. Hi. Um, so yeah, has anyone seen Werewolf Castle? What do you think? I asked Ray to join me earlier. Uh, I asked him yesterday to pop on in and give me shit live for making him watch this film. I enjoy it. What can I say? I got I got really bad uh, taste in movies. I think is is my love and dedication to werewolves. And I torture myself, and I watch a lot of really bad werewolf films. And then when stuff that comes along that's not great, I'm like, hey, that's I enjoy it. So yeah, that is that. No one's really. There's no real comments or anything that's happening. So I'm probably gonna end this one early. Um, uh, yeah. Uh, you're still on that, huh? Uh, yeah, that's what happened there. Is yeah, it's terrible. It's definitely terrible. Um, but anyway, so if there's no comments here, I'm just gonna kind of close it up here. I'll just go through some of my thoughts one more time. Werewolf Castle is a film that I enjoy. I think the werewolves look good. I think it's got a really badass third act. I think the score is really good, especially in the third act. Um, you know, there's some acting I think it's pretty good. The guy that plays Thorfinn, the lead character who goes on this hero's journey, he he did a good job. Um, some others, it varies. Um, the but there are some negatives that I have for this film, especially the plot armor that the main character has. It's just it's a combination of maybe not the right choices for the action of the scene, um, potentially not even just like well choreographed, because twice in one scene, uh, the main character has a werewolf on top of him, going like this, making the motions of slashing at him, but not making contact. Uh, doesn't make sense. So I wish those scenes played out differently. But other than that, I think, again, if you're a werewolf fan, uh, you'll, you'll, I think the chances are you will like this. If you're not really big into werewolves, or if you're really kind of like picky about the werewolf fiction that you take in, um, you know, obviously I'm not saying take my word on this film. God damn it, Scar. I know. I fixed it. The cat's trying to find her way down. Yep, and she's coming down again. Got her? Okay, cool. It's pretty chaotic here. Um, so anyway, yeah, I'm calling it quits for the night. Have a good night. Thank you to anyone who watched. Beware the moon.